In the screencast, I'm going to cover the Visual Composer. The Visual Composer can be enabled on pages or posts just by simply clicking on the Visual Composer button. Then, if we wanted to add a new element, click the Add Element button, and then we're presented with an array of options. If we can use the filter tags at the top, so if we click on Content, it will filter down to just the content shortcodes. In this example, I'm going to use tabs. The tabs are automatically added to the page, and then from there we can go in and edit the titles. Then by clicking the plus button in the middle of this tab, we can add a new element. I'm just going to use the text block. And I'm also just going to keep the standard text there. We then have two options, two plus signs. The one above is for adding content above the current data in there, and the one below is for adding below it. So if I click on this plus, I can then add a new element, and I'm going to use in this example just a Facebook like. Click Save. Now the tabs actually work within the editor, so if we switch to tab 2, click the plus, and then I'm going to add a list shortcode. I'm just going to leave those options as they are. If you want to edit any of the options at any point, so for this example, this is using grey arrows. If I wanted to change that, I just roll over the element itself, click the edit icon, and then change the options. So I'm going to switch this to check, and then green. So we preview this page. There's our tabs. When we switch between them, you can see the list and the Facebook and the text block. If I then wanted to insert these tabs into two columns, then I can do that by going to the outer row, selecting the two column icon, and this now has placed the tabs over on the left hand side. If I wanted that on the right hand side, just simply drag over to the second column, and then within the first column I can then add some a new element in there. For this example, I'm going to use the tour section, which is vertical tabs. So again, I'm going to add some text. I'm just going to duplicate this a few times over just to demonstrate. Now I can add shortcodes. Once shortcodes are generated, you can actually copy them into text blocks. So if I wanted to place a button within here, I could generate it in the Visual Composer, switch to the classic editor, copy and paste that button shortcode into this text field here. Or I can add this text block. Then if I wanted the button to align or even an image to align on the right of that, then I can click on the plus. I'm going to use the top one if we're aligning for right. Select an image. I'm just going to pick one from my media library. Choose a couple of the effects and other settings. So I'm going to give it an image width of, say, 200, and I'm going to make it square by adding the same height value as the width. I'm going to leave the rest of it. I'm going to actually enable a lightbox. As you're clicking on options, some other options will appear as well. So by clicking that lightbox, I've just been presented with the media URL, and what this allows me to do is then add, say, for example, a YouTube video in that box there. So when you click on the lightbox, when you click on the image with the lightbox enabled, it will play the YouTube video within the lightbox itself. I'm going to leave that as it is for the time being. Scroll back up. So there's our image, and what I did forget to do is align it. So I'm just going to go back in, set the alignment to right, click save, and then I'm just going to add in some data into the slide too. And let's use the inquiry form. I'm just going to leave all the details in there blank, apart from the ID. I'm just going to give it a unique ID. So Pages Visual Composer, I'm just going to call it VC inquiry form. Okay, so our inquiry form is in there, and if we wanted to edit those titles, you simply click on the sorry, that was the wrong one. It's this one here. We'll use that. So we can preview the page. So there we have, there's our text with the image aligned right, and it's set to 200 by 200 pixels. So if we click on that, it displays the full image. And switch to tab 2. There's our inquiry form, and then our tabs are on the right hand side. If we go back to the page, because these are set to 2 columns, if we wanted then to add a new element which is full width, all we do is add a new row, and this will insert below the current data. Again, if we wanted this above, then we can simply just drag above the previous. Just make sure that it does. There you go. So within here, I can then select a new element, and I'm going to add a group gallery. Give it a unique ID. The title is optional. I'm just going to add one in. Now I've already created or added some images to a slide set, so I'm just going to select one of them. I'm going to set to image only. Set the columns to 2. Gallery width I'm just going to leave, and that will become full width, but we can add a value in there to adjust or set a width for the gallery itself. I'm going to set an image effect. I'm going to select a frame black and white, and then I'm going to add an image width and let the image height automatically adjust. And I'm just going to click save to that. So there's our group gallery. Can preview that. So there we go, group gallery is placed above our previous content. Switch between that, and it's got the black and white effect on. If we switch back, again we can set this the column to, for example, set it to a 1/3 or 2/3. So our gallery now is in 2/3 of that, and then within here we could add another gallery if we wanted to. So I'm just going to add something like Stage gallery. I use the same data source. I'm going to leave, actually no I'm not, I'm going to set these, I'm going to set this to 300. When it says gallery height and gallery width, because of these, because it's a stage gallery, this actually means the actual height and width of the images. So I'm going to set that and set the height to automatic. Set shadow reflection. And then we've got various other options in here, so we can choose the tweening. I'm just going to select any of them, and then scroll horizontal. I'll enable the lightbox. Preview that. Okay, so there we go. There's our group gallery there, and then our stage gallery here with the horizontal effect on. And we can go back in, and as the group gallery had a title, we could add one to the stage as well, so they align properly. And adjust any of the settings that we previously set. Okay, so they're now aligned a little bit nicer, and then it's got the shuffle effect set. So that pretty much covers the Visual Composer. So you can build the page pretty much how you want. It's much easier than the old previous method, and it's completely customizable. So if we wanted to swap columns around, we can do. So for example, we could drag that stage gallery over to the left. We can then go in and add any of the elements within here to any point of the page or post. It's a much nicer, simpler way of building your pages. And the good thing about it is once you've created the page and you actually like that layout and wanted to use it within another page, then you can actually save it as a template. So I can set this, save this current page as a template, and then when I create a new page or post, I will be able to load that template in. Okay, and that pretty much covers it.